Learning outcomes. After studying this module, we shall be able to know what does compensation mean and its importance in an organization, learn why compensation is so important and integral part of organization, identify factors that affect compensation, evaluate and analyze recent compensation practices among various companies like American Express, Make My Trip, etc.
Let us now intimate this topic by studying the basics of compensation. Compensation is one of the important elements of HRM, which plays an important role for employees as well as employees of the organization. Without adequate compensation, employees will not work hard, thereby affecting the work efficiency, leading to low productivity. Workers' compensation first started in Germany in 1800, where a need to take care of injured workers was felt, so that if they get injured while working on the job, there is someone to take care of them financially. Compensation acts like a motivating factor. It is not only helping them to earn their livelihood, but also determines their standard of living in the society. Adequate compensation also affects employer because it helps in procuring, maintaining, developing and getting the desired results from the employees effectively. And since compensation is such an important element both for employer and employee, organizations should pay adequate attention in determining the compensation structure for its employees. It is one of the ways to attract and retain the talented employees in an organization. It also helps in recognizing their talent so that they are suitably rewarded. These days, it is not just the means of giving basic wages, but also includes rewarding employees according to their talent and performance.
We shall now throw some light on how eminent authors consider compensation to be. As given by Mr. V. S. P. Rao, compensation is comprehensive, one including pay, incentive, and benefits offered by employers for hiring the services of employees. According to Edwin B. Flippo, 1984, as far as organization is concerned, employee compensation programs are designed to do three things, namely A. To attract capable employees to the organization. B. To motivate them towards superior performance. C. To retain their services over the extended period of time. It can be judged that adequate compensation plan is necessary as it helps to motivate employees, which leads to superior performance. It not only motivates them, but it also helps in attracting and retaining employees who are talented and who possess necessary skills. Adequate compensation plan is not only important from the point of view of employees, but also from the point of view of the employer. They can keep labor turnover rates low as well as they can keep labor costs in control. So we will not be wrong in saying that compensation structure and salary program of organization play an important role. Employees nowadays are constantly aiming for better compensation packages, which should be done by organization through careful job evaluation and effective designing of compensation program. Let us now move on to the next topic, which would give details of components of compensation. Components of compensation include monetary as well as non-monetary rewards offered by organization to their employees who in return provide their services. Various components of compensation are A. Basic compensation, B. Supplementary compensation, C. Non-monetary benefits. Basic compensation includes basic pay, which is in the form of wages, salaries, and allowances, etc. Supplementary compensation. It includes all those incentives which are paid to employees of an organization in monetary terms for their performance. These are based on their performance results. It acts as an incentive for employees for their hard work. These rewards are generally based on their productivity level, sales achieved, profits earned, or on basis of initiatives taken to reduce cost. These can be in the form of fringe benefits or in the form of non monetary benefits. Fringe benefits include benefits like medical care, insurance facility, transportation services, and home facility. Main objective of giving such benefits is to retain existing employees and to attract talented and promising potential employees.
Non-monetary benefits. It helps in providing emotional satisfaction to the employees, like enriching the job content, giving jobs which are challenging, providing recognition in organization and reward system or comfortably working condition to employees, flexible timings, work from home facilities, etc. These benefits act as an incentive for employees as it leads to motivation among them. Non-monetary benefits basically helps them to deal with the work pressure as well as help them to deal with the family pressures. For example, giving flexible timings or work from home facilities help them to balance the work and the life, helping them to perform best of their capacity.
We shall now study the objectives of compensation. Compensation plan should be such which takes into account benefit of both organization as well as the employees. A. In order to attract potential employees which are suitable for the organization, compensation is of utmost importance. So giving adequate compensation will help organization attract people who are talented and suitable for organization. B. Adequate compensation not only helps to attract but also to retain talented employees. If one organization is not providing adequate compensation to their employees, they generally have the tendency to move to other organizations where they are getting paid good compensation and good packages. It will not only result in high labor turnover rates but also leads to loss of time spent on their training and development. C. Adequate compensation plan will motivate employees. They will work effectively as their physiological needs are being satisfied. D. Adequate compensation helps employees to maintain an adequate standard of living. E. Compensation packages in non monetary form help employees to balance their work and life. F. An adequate compensation package will lead to building of goodwill in the industry. It sends positive signals in the market and therefore enhances the image of company, thereby helping in attracting talented employees. G. It helps to improve trade union management relation. It also leads to reduction in grievances among trade union. H. Good compensation plan should be fair to all, thereby encouraging equity.
After objectives, we will now focus on the factors determining the compensation. Supply and demand forces. Demand and supply factors are one of the major determinants of the compensation policy of the company. If labor is available in huge quantity, it results in zero opportunity cost of labor, thereby leading to low wage rate. But after liberalization in India, with increase in technology, qualifies the workforce demand as well as supply of their compensation. Increased packages have also increased. Ability of the company to pay. Compensation packages also largely depend on ability of the company to pay. If company's profitability position is good, it leads to a good pay structure. Company having a low capacity to earn will pay lower. Wage regulations. Government has made mandatory laws to protect the interest of employees working at various levels. State regulations do not permit the organization to give wages and salaries below certain decided amount. Firms' business strategy. Firms following aggressive strategy will pay higher compensation in order to grow rapidly, while organizations playing a defensive strategy will give compensation on average level. Jobs worth. Employees are paid on the basis of job they do, which is calculating by evaluating jobs worth. It can be done through job evaluation, etc. Cost of living. Cost of living also affects the compensation level. Consumer price index, cost inflation index are basically used to determine the compensation level, which includes effect on inflation. If higher is the cost of living, higher should be the wages. This is the reason why wages are higher in cities than in the small towns. Trade union bargain power. Trade union put pressure over the management through collective bargaining for raise in pay. They also go on strike or lockouts, which affects the labor supply, thereby leading to low productivity. Thus, organization should compensate them adequately so that they don't pose any threat. Nature of job. People dealing with the jobs which are challenging are complex in nature, having different pay structure than those performing job of routine nature. Worth of jobs also affect the compensation structure. Like jobs of hazardous nature and non-hazardous nature have different pay structure. Like salary of offshore engineers are different than those on onshore engineers. Productivity level. When workers' compensation are high, it leads to more productivity, thereby improving the productivity condition of company. So if the wages are high, their compensation should be equally high. Compensation plan should be such that it should encourage more productivity. Though India's labor productivity is low compared to industrial advanced countries. Work experience. Workers having more experience should be given more responsibilities and more salary than those like freshers or youngsters. It leads us to a source of recognition for them and source of inspiration to others. Then prevailing rate of wages. Company that does not pay the wages that are prevalent in the industry as a whole finds it different and difficult to attract as well as retain employees. Legal framework. Organizations are required to adhere to the legal framework while determining the compensation plan of the company. Various acts like Minimum Wages Act 1948, which guarantees certain amount fixed minimum wages, Payment of Bonus Act 1965, etc., have been implemented. Organizations should consider these factors too while deciding the compensation plan of the organization so that they are not following it. Organization do not face any trouble. Social factors. Social factors like attitude of people, their present living conditions, etc., are equally important while determining the compensation plan of the company. Our next area of discussion will be effective implementation of compensation program. In order to effectively implement the compensation program effectively, organization has to keep in various points. Organization should make sure the employees understand the compensation properly. Organization should avoid all miscommunications so that it does not create any doubt in the mind of workers. Top management is to be involved, like implementing the compensation system. Unless and until the top management is involved, the job worth cannot be decided effectively, which will lead to ineffective implementation of compensation system. In order to implement the compensation system effectively, management should make sure that employees and employer work are ready for this change. Both should understand the need of this change. Jobs should be defined broadly so that adequate compensation system can be defined. Creating too many jobs can be cumbersome administration of the compensation system.
Due consideration should be given to some other factors as well. These are: competitors' compensation structure should also be kept in mind. While deciding pay structure of employees, organizations should be careful that employees at the same level should be paid on equitable basis. Compensation will be effective only when it is directly related with performance of employees. Communication is very important for effective implementation of adequate compensation system. It is the responsibility of managers to communicate effectively with employees about their pay, and if communication is not effective, it can lead to rumors, job insecurity, and other issues within an organization. Let us now move on and study characteristics of good compensation policy. These are: A. It should be easy to understand by employees at various levels. B. It should be such that employees are able to calculate it themselves, that is, it should be easy to calculate. C. Compensation should be related to efforts that employees put in their work. D. It should be paid on time so that it helps them to meet their regular expenses like rent, electricity bills, etc. on time, which will help them to work with a free mind. E. Compensation policies should be stable with built in flexibility. We will now analyze various trends in compensation. The first one that we are going to discuss is performance related pay. According to this, employees are rewarded based on their performance. It is a process that includes providing financial or non financial assistance to employee which is based on their performance. So we can say that it is a method of providing measurable rewards to employees which are directly linked to their performance. The second trend is market based pay. This method uses direct marketing pricing approach for all the jobs in a firm. Under this method of pay structure, all jobs are benchmark jobs and direct matches can be found for them in the market. It is generally suitable for startup firms who are new in the industry or those who are into research and development units. Generally, these organizations which have more diverse jobs use ethics method as they have to rely on market pricing only. Another popular trend is competency based pay. Under this method, employees are paid on the basis of their competency level. They are paid in accordance with the jobs that they are capable of handling. They need not hold that job at present, but they are paid in accordance with their competence level. So, the factors affecting pay structure under this method are skills, in depth knowledge, etc., which constitute competencies. This plan usually works for blue collar job holders or white collar workers. But one of the disadvantages of this method is that organizations gradually have to pay more. That is, it becomes increasingly expensive for the organization because employees gradually gain more skills and knowledge and thereby becoming more competent.
Organizations are now increasingly focused on work-life balance of employees. They are taking initiatives for employees so that they can manage both work, that is professional life, as well as the personal life. It is especially important for those where both partners are wage earners in the family. And given the fact nowadays families are becoming small in size, the advent of nuclear family system, it is gaining importance. So what organizations are doing to help employees to balance the work as well as life? Answer to this question will vary from organization to organization. Some organizations are providing flexible work timings. Organizations like Intel, American Express are working towards the same.
We will now throw some light on popular examples. Let's begin with Intel. Intel, which started its operations in India in 1998, is recognized as one of India's best companies for leadership development, work-life balance, and corporate social responsibility. At Intel, employees are provided various benefits. Few of them are compressed work weeks, flex time, alternate start times, part-time and job share positions, etc. Each business unit has a range of options for employees to explore. Intel has also been recognized for being the best company for women for its focus on gender diversity and work-life effectiveness. Intel offers a variety of ride-share and transportation programs that make getting to work easy. American Express Bank. American Express Bank helps employees build a successful career and also makes sure that employees have a good professional and personal life balance. It offers employee assistance program addressing personal, emotional, health and well-being issues. Employees are offered travel discount and flexible leave options, insurance and health coverage. To keep employees happy, motivated, and self satisfied, various organizations are providing benefits like childcare facility so that employees do not have to worry about their kids. Up to certain limit, their tuition fees are also being waived off. They are provided with benefits like health club facilities, yoga classes to free them from stress in life. Employees are also given benefits like leave on birthdays so that they can spend time with their family. Wedding gifts from organizations are becoming a new trend. Another example is Marriott Hotels. It offers family friendly benefits to promote health, wellness, education, flexibility, and work life integration. They provide complimentary stay in the hotel to employees on their birthday. According to Business Week magazine, Marriott International scores 50 out of 100 on its hottest employers of 2010. And to conclude, we shall now study about Make My Trip. They provide sense of ownership and freedom to employees at their workplace. Make My Trip is a preferred company among employees. Around 70% of the workforce are likely to get ESOPs soon. Make My Trip's rise has been led by the vision and the spirit of each one of its employees for whom no idea was too big and no problem too difficult. It has been voted as the best company for employee involvement and
Let us summarize. As we have seen that compensation is an implied form of motivation among employees. They need money for their efforts in the organization, but employer also has to save money so that they can invest in projects that they generate profit. So to implement a program which promotes the wellness, equity and motivates the employees to work hard is of significant importance. The best method is to conduct a complete thorough analysis of the company to determine what motivates them as employees at each level gets motivated by the different factors. So by conducting a thorough analysis, an appropriate vehicle can be formed for compensation, which will be implemented and help the organization as well as its employees. Compensation is one of the important elements of human resource management which plays an important role for employees as well as employers of the organization. Without adequate compensation, employees will not work hard, thereby affecting the work efficiency, leading to low productivity. Compensation acts like a motivating factor. It not only helps them to earn their livelihood but also determine their standard of living in the organization. Adequate compensation also affects employer because it helps in procuring, maintaining, developing and getting the desired results from the employees effectively. Adequate compensation plan is necessary as it helps to motivate employees, which leads to superior performance from them. Components of compensation includes money as well as non-monetary rewards offered by the organization to their employees who in turn provide their services. Following are the various components of compensation which are discussed below. Basic compensation, supplementary compensation, non-monetary benefits. Objectives of compensation. Compensation plan should be such which takes into account the benefits of both organization as well as employees, to attract talented and knowledgeable employees, to retain talented employees, motivates employees, helps maintain a standard of living, helps maintain work-life balance, builds the image of the company, helps in improving union management relations, fair plan. In order to effectively implement compensation program effectively, organization has to keep mind various points. In order to effectively implement the compensation program effectively, organization has to keep in mind various points like effective communication, involvement of top management, effective changes, categorize employees by job, competitors program, structure should be also kept in mind, equity in pay structure, link pay with the performance levels, and to communicate how to pay workers. Characteristics of good compensation policy. It is easy to understand. It should be easy to calculate. The compensation to be related to the efforts that the employees put in their work. It should be paid on time. Compensation policies should be stable with built-in flexibility. Determinants of compensation. Supply and demand forces, ability of the company to pay, wage regulations, firm business strategies, job worth, cost of living, trade union bargain power, nature of job, productivity level, work experience, prevailing rate of the wages, the legal framework, the social factors. Trends in compensation. Performance related pay. According to these, employees are rewarded based on their performance. Market based pay. This method uses direct marketing pricing approach for all the jobs in the firm. Competency based pay. Under this method, employees are paid on the basis of their competency level. They are paid according to the jobs they are capable of handling.